My doctor is making me change my diet, and I am not happy about it, not even a little bit. My name is Lindsey, and I have been following a keto friendly lifestyle for over 9 years at this point. And when I went in for my yearly well check, my doctor said, "We are going to do an elimination diet. Here's your list." And after I picked my stomach up off the floor, I looked it over and saw that there were three things that I needed to cut out completely. One being gluten, not a problem. I don't eat things that have gluten in them. So we're good there. I was thinking, oh, yes, we're going to be okay. Number two was sugar. Are you kidding me? 2 for 2? We are winning at this game. And then I came to number three, and I almost died. It's dairy. She wants me to cut out dairy. So here's the longer story. Basically, I went into my doctor for a yearly checkup and explained sort of just like the context surrounding how life is going lately. I've been a little stressed. I've got 3 children that I homeschool. I've got a husband who has a job where he travels frequently. So that's a thing. I'm also in my early 40s. So that to me says, like, okay, there's going to be some shifts, some changes to expect. No big deal. So I explained to her just sort of how things were going there. There's the brain fog, and then the cycle shifts, and just like, sleeping is a little bit difficult. And staying awake in the evenings is extremely challenging at times. So I explained all these things to her, and she said, first of all, we need to do blood work. Okay, reasonable. Reasonable. We like that. We like having data. Good job. Yes, much, much and many data. Let's do that. But then she also said, "It sounds to me like you have a cortisol problem." Ma'am. Okay, who doesn't? And also, I think you might have some insulin resistance. What? I'm sorry, what? I've been following a low carb keto friendly lifestyle for forever now. But I have been noticing that my fasted blood sugar is definitely starting to scooch up a little bit. So, okay, ma'am. Okay. Yes, doctor, I will do the things. So she wants me to do the eliminating of the dairy. And this is going to be challenging for me because dairy is a main staple in my diet. So I'm going to have to eliminate the cheese, the slicey cheese and the block cheese and the cubed cheese, the shreddy cheese, the crumbly cheese, the cream cheese, the cottage cheese, also the liquid dairies such as milk, not a problem. Half and half, not a problem. Heavy cream, that feels a little more close to home. Don't touch that. No, I cook a lot with heavy cream. I cook a lot with cheese. The half and half and the milk are a non-issue for me, but the others, I do a lot of that. So I'm gonna have to change that up. When she said that to me, I said, okay, cheese is no longer in my life. Heavy cream is no longer in my life. They're still in the fridge over there because I have 4 other people who live in this house who are perfectly fine and not 40-plus-year-old women going through these things. So they're not going on this adventure with me. This is my soul quest at this stage of the game. So I have not touched those things. The thing that I'm struggling a little bit with is, where do butter and protein powders sit on the spectrum of dairy? Now, butter can sometimes be socially acceptable on a dairy-free lifestyle because a lot of the milk solids are removed, but there's still some. So clarified butter, maybe. Butter is not actually that challenging for me to eliminate. I'm not eating sticks of butter at this stage of the game, so I can easily swap it out for my home rendered tallow, my home rendered bacon fat, and avocado oil, coconut oil, some good quality olive oils. Butter is fine. And I want to touch on protein powders because I do use protein powders, and I'm in a bit of a quandary here. So let's put a pin in the protein powder conversation for just a few moments. She also told me, because I do strength training, I do exercise, I am caring deeply about functional strength fitness because I want to be able to get myself off the floor someday whenever I am, many decades older. I want to be able to carry grocery bags into my home. I want to be able to lift grandchildren at some point. I've got goals. She told me, this was not a suggestion, this was an insistence on her part, that I am not to work out fasted anymore. Man, I'm sorry. What? I go and strength train with my friend a couple of times a week. And we do that first thing in the morning. And at this stage of the game, my body does not want food first thing in the morning. It wants coffee. And I've recognized that I am the problem here. It's me that did that to me. And so my circadian rhythm is a little bit wonky to where I don't want food first thing in the morning. And she said, no more. And I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to figure that one out. So I'm going to have to consume some amount of food first thing in the morning, preferably protein, especially doing a strength training situation. Therefore, I am in a bit like this is where the quandary starts to come into play. I cannot sit down and eat a full-on breakfast before going to do a strength training workout. My body's not prepared for that at this stage. I'm going to have to ease toward that. And in order to get there, I need to do what my body can do at this point without feeling like I'm either going to give it back or have a problem. So, you hear what I'm saying without saying it? So, I'm going to need to rely a little bit on my protein powders to get me from the stage of not having food before a workout to having food before a workout. So there's got to be a bridge across this troubled water. Therefore, I will be consuming some protein shakes that are milk protein based. Reason being, I have KetoChow, which is my favorite protein powder. It's actually a meal replacement because it has a third of your daily vitamins and minerals as well as your protein, and it's delicious to my palate. I love it. I also kind of, want to use the product that I have because I don't want to be wasteful. So I'm going to be using some KetoChow, which is a milk-based thing. So it's still technically in that dairy category, which does technically mean that I will not have eliminated dairy entirely. Now, I know there can be a little bit of a conversation surrounding whey protein. Is whey protein isolate going to cause the same kind of inflammatory response to someone if they're just slightly dairy sensitive or what have you? And I don't know where to fall on that particular discussion. I do, however, know that I am going to use some KetoChow and some whey protein isolate for a little bit until I can get some more beef protein isolate so that I can still do this whole like having food before doing a workout. So you're not doing a fasted workout situation. So there's that. Now that we have all that context, I'm going to show you what I ate. First, working towards this dairy-free-ish type of situation that we are embarking on. I'm going to start the day off with my black coffee as per usual and a couple of my berry snack bars. I do have a video showing you how I make these if you are curious. I am currently driving to my friend's house in order to do a strength training workout. We like to do this a couple of times per week. And today's the day for working out, where we pick up heavy things and we put them right back down where we found them in a variety of torturous ways, just so that we can hope that we build muscles, which we hope will support our skeletal structures as we age. It's a good time. It's a good time. Now that I'm back from my workout, I need to eat breakfast. I fried some shredded cabbage and cut up kielbasa sausage in some bacon fat on the stove. And then I poured myself some coffee. I did use just some Redmond real salt to season my breakfast for this morning. Lunch is going to be some hot chocolate that is protein style using the marigold collagen peptides in the hot cocoa flavor. I also put in 1 scoop of isopure whey protein isolate. This is dairy, so we're working to get rid of it. And then the keto brains for some creaminess and a little bit more fat. Final meal for the day is some cabbage and some chicken breast tossed in my General Tso's sauce. I do have a recipe showing you how I do this here on my channel. It is delicious, even if it's not going to be breaded with protein breading or anything like that. And then I also added 1 scoop of the collagen peptides in strawberry sundae to some sparkling water as a yummy drink. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you are. I am hopeful that you're going to want to stick around because I don't know where this adventure is going, but I do know that I am starting to take my health numbers and health markers a whole heap more seriously now that I am in my 40s. So if that's at all something you want to join me on, I'd love to have you.